Shut up and sit down.
Hop a day, and welcome to another episode of
FanKingHaters,
your weekly fantasy show where we dish out hate on those players that screw up your FanDuel or your DraftKings lineup and keep you out of the money. I'm Marcus the Greek. To my right, from side of one. To my left is Melodic. You can follow us during the games on FanDuel. So, let's get right to hating. Melodic, what's your hate of the week?
Your buddy over there. This guy. This guy, right?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Why
This
am I?
guy.
Why am I?
This guy. Cause you hating on my team last week. And you know where I ended up, folks? In the green.
What's the green?
The green's the money.
Oh, nice. That's
So if
made-
you
you
follow
making
me,
it
you
rain?
ended up in the green.
You
I
made
made it rain. Yes, I made it rain.
Really?
Profit.
That's
Nothing but profit it rained.
that's all that matters, right?
That's it. But besides this guy, Heath Miller. 2 points, guys.
That's tough.
Doing bad. Ben Roethlisberger got hurt. He'll be out actually for what, a couple weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, something like that. So we're gonna miss him. But I think that threw off the chemistry. So I can't really be mad at that. So I just gotta keep it moving.
Well, I'm not really hating on your team. All I
Okay.
said was, guys, you could pick somebody off his lineup that you don't need in your lineup. And again, what he has said is yes, he's in the green. But if you would have had somebody else besides Heath Miller, if he used his lineup, you probably would have won more money. So you would have picked Olsen, which his week one that produced, what was it, 1.6 points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he could have used Olsen, which I told you to pick, go against the Saints. Nobody listens. He had 29 points. So I understand where you may think I'm hating, but hey, he's picked 3 weeks in a row, 3 players
Hey.
that have got under 5
Hey,
points.
man.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you just saying. Always hating.
All right.
My hate of the week has to go with a man with 2 nicknames, Beast Mode, aka Skittles, with his 2.8 points. He plays sweet, just like his candy nickname. And like my man Messiah has already said, if you're hurt,
Don't play, son.
it's that simple. So we gotta pour out some Skittles
Yeah.
for my man Skittles, who will never play on the Marcus the Greek lineup ever again. My other hate is a Carolina D. 6 points against a Verizon commercial quarterback. Let him throw for 300 plus yards. Not acceptable. And the Saints scored 22 points. I know they're all professionals, but you can't let a backup shred you up like that.
The Panthers D know what to do with the old generators and transmitters now.
Messiah, who you hating on this week?
Well, I have one ultimate hate of the week, which has nothing to do with FanDuel, but it does have something to do with FanDuel. And he probably hated on everybody, and his name is Jamal Charles, y'all.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You know, if you were watching the game, there was a touchdown that kind of thought that they were going to get back in the game.
Right.
It was really a garbage touchdown,
Yeah.
which killed me in 2 of my fantasy leagues, and also killed me in FanDuel because it just took me out the money. I was out the money by 3 points. So I
Wow.
wasn't in the green this
That's
week,
hurt.
but
That's
it's
worse.
all right. When it comes to my hate, I thought it was all about the action, boss. I thought it was about the action, boss. But I'm just not sure what happened with Marshawn Lynch. It was a calf to a back to
Hamstring.
a hamstring. He got shot. His baby mama called. I don't know what happened, man, but he did not help my squad at all. And also Jonathan Stewart. So running backs and injuries are my ace of the week. Jonathan Stewart stubs his toe, doesn't come back. 5.2 points. It's just not enough to get me in the green. So those are my hates for the week. And since I'm always hating, I want to go ahead and get started with the hater of the week's lineup, Melodic.
Hater of the week. I just want to say, if you would have picked Rando, he would have maybe got some money. 29 points. I'm just saying. But for my starter of this week, Derek Carr.
Good pick.
Derek Carr. He is 5 touchdowns, 600 plus yards in the last 2 games.
That's a good pick.
That's a hell of an improvement.
Yeah.
So you might as well just roll tide and keep it moving with Mr. Carr. Receiver is Dante Moncrief, Larry Fitzgerald, and Demarius Thomas.
DT.
I think they'll all be good. Fitzgerald rolling, keeping it rolling. He did what I said he would last week. Came through, touchdown, yards, points. So he's gonna keep it flowing. Arizona's going. Denver, they're starting to roll. So I think Thomas will be.
He'll be Demarius Thomas like he always is.
2 touchdowns. One for sure, maybe 2. But he'll also have about 50 to 70 plus yards. Other than that, I'm going with Jason Witten, tight end.
Another homer pick.
Homer, that is my dude. I didn't pick him last week because he was supposed to be hurt. It hurt me. He's made like 2 points. We all heard the story. But I'm going back to him this week, and I want to see what he gets. Let's see if he gets points. Adam Vinatieri, my kicker, Indianapolis at home.
I'm just worried about that, man. Adam hasn't been Adam. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey man, he's gonna go with my sleeper pick receiver that I didn't mention, Moncrief.
Okay.
I think they'll be all right. And then I got Tampa Bay defense.
That's where I have to disagree.
When was the last time they won a home game?
They got 10 home losses, I believe. 10.
Well, it ain't gonna be 11. There's no way they can make 11. They're gonna have at least 2 picks.
That's probably what they said.
And a fumble.
7 and 8 and 9 and 10. But you know what? Hey, you never know what happens, man. There was a blood moon not too long ago.
That is true.
But we'll see. He has picked 3 people under 5 points in the last 3 weeks. I don't know who it is this week. That is the mystery.
For my lineup, I went with the Red Rocket at my quarterback. I'm hoping he continues to ascend like his nickname. They're playing a banged up Chiefs secondary.
I don't think he will.
Why not?
No, because he had a good game last week.
So you think bad Andy?
Andy Dalton will return. He'll have 2-3 bad games before he gets back on track. That's just been a pattern I've noticed myself.
And you could be right about that, but he said the banged up Chiefs defense, it could be a shootout, even though it's a check down king, it could be a shootout, and both of them are slingers. So
Kansas City fought last week. We all saw Jamal Charles.
Yeah, we saw the offense fight. The offense fight.
That's true.
We're talking about 1 week, and we're talking about a quarterback. And if he has the same Chiefs defense that showed up against Aaron Rodgers threw how many touchdowns?
Oh, it was ridiculous.
That's
5?
true.
Randall Cobb had 3.
That's true. No, I guess yeah.
Ray Lewis said it best on TV last night. There's no defense being played across the league. They're not jamming, putting their hands on receivers. They're getting free avenues to the touchdown. What do you think AJ Green's on this?
That's why I believe in you, Red Rocket. For my running back, I went with the Black Greek, Latavius Murray. Think he's gonna do what Beast Mode was supposed to do last week against Chicago, and it's not your father's Chicago defense. So I'm going with Latavius. My other running back, I went with Carlos with a K Williams. Shady been shady all year, so even if he does play, I just don't see him having an impact. And hey, Carlos has scored in the first 3 games. I think he'll do it again. For my other receiver, or my first receiver, I went with, you can call me Quintarius Jones or Julio. Him and Matty Ice are on fire. I don't see Houston stopping that. My other receiver, I went with the slot machine, a.k.a. Cole Beasley.
That's a good pick.
Rob Ryan defense, you already heard my side. Rob Ryan defense, you go against. Whedon was scared to throw the ball downfield last week, so I expect a lot of slot throws and tight end pop passes. Last receiver, I went with DT, a.k.a. Demarius Thomas. My Broncos at home against the Vikings. Enough said.
Why not?
Tight end, CC, Charles Clay. The Giants' defense has made more tight ends, loose ends, than Rikers Island.
Wow.
If you don't believe me, check the Cowboys and Redskins games. That's all I'm going to say. For my kicker, Matt Bryant, defense, Seattle against Detroit, giving up 8 turnovers already. I think the Cam Love Fest continues. That's my lineup. Messiah, who you got this week?
Well, I went with Aaron Rodgers. I went big at my quarterback. But if you were to try to get like a Julio Jones, Tyrod Taylor would be a great pickup. He's averaging 28 FanDuel points a game. That's always a good pick. I have him in one of my other leagues. I went with Murray. I backdoor the same as the Greek and went with Murray. I think he's going to do well against the Bears. Bears gave up over 100 yards to a rookie who didn't even start the game. And I think, with Murray, the way that the Raiders are coming along, I think he's going to have a good game. And again, I'm always going to go against a Rob Ryan defense. I said it last week, and I'm going to continue saying it. And yes, I'm picking Randall. Not because I like the Cowboy fans. It's just going against the Saints, and I think he's a cheap value pick that I could go ahead and get the most bang for my buck. I also went with Cooper as my receiver because if he does work, if Derek Carr does work for him, he's going to be throwing it to Cooper. So I'm thinking Cooper is going to have a big game. Bears are averaging, they're giving up at 28.65 fantasy FanDuel points to any type of receiver that comes in.
I could go catch for them. I was stone hands in high school.
And with them trading away Jared Allen and getting rid of Bostic, they just weaken their team that much more. They're in a rebuilding mode, and I think it's an opportunity to take advantage of a matchup. I went with Matthews at a receiver, and I'm going with Brandon Marshall as my other receiver. They're playing in London. The veteran team usually shows up. So I'm going to go ahead and see Brandon Marshall have a big game across the pond. I went with Bennett as my tight end. Seems like it's a tight end's year. A lot of tight end touchdowns coming this year, and I'm hoping against the Raiders defense that Bennett gets love. The Raiders are giving up 16.5 points to tight ends across the league so far. I went with McManus as my kicker, and I went with the Cardinals defense. Right now, St. Louis on the road, they look like the Bad News Bears. They're going to have to show me something different. So I'm going with Patrick Peterson and the Honey Badger to give me some turnovers and send me to the green because I'm trying to be in the green, Cuddy. Other than that, that's what I have, and that's my lineup.
Hey, thanks again for pressing play. We'll see you next week at 10 a.m. Central.
And again, this guy wants to talk about I'm hating. I might be hating, but I'm still going to get 25%. I said it in week 1.
Hey, half a day go on.
Hey, in case y'all didn't know, that means hello and goodbye. It's kind of like aloha. So, aloha.